Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Yesha'Allah. Let's open up with the opening prayers. Barakatah Yahweh, Ahawa'ah, Nathananawa, Awor, HaShabbat, Bashalom. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwath, Ka, Baba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Lathananawa, Lacham, Kol, Yawam, Wasalach Nawa, Chabawafinawa, Chasalach Nawa, Chabawafinawa, Wala'a, Babianawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mon, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahataparath, Laiwalamyam, Aman. From there, let's go to the Ten Commandments. La'ah, Yahweh, Laka, Alahayam, Akariam, Alpanya, La'ah, Taisha, Laka, Paso, Wala'ah, Taibadam, La'ah, Talakwak, Ath, Sham, Yahweh, Bashawa, Zakar, Hayawam, Hashabaf, Lakwadashwa, Kabad, Abaka, Wa'amaka, La'ah, Thara'atazak, Talakia, La'ah, Tharatazak, La'ah, Na'ap, La'ah, Ganab, La'ah, Na Shakur, La'ah, Kamad, Kol, Ashara, Lara Aika. Amen. Now let's read in the English. Exodus 20th chapter. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third iniquity upon the fathers upon the children. Let me say that again. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy power in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. For in the 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. 12th verse. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee. 13th verse. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. Amen. From there, we're going to read Psalms 23. Let's see. Psalms 23. Yahweh, Ra'ai, Slakia, Yahweh, Ra'aya, La'ah, Achasar, Banawath, Dashar, Yatazanaya, Al, Maya, Manawakwak, Yanahalnaya, Napashia, Yashawab, Salaki, Yashawabab, Yana Yana Yanaknanaya, Bamagalia Tazadat, Lama Ain, Shamwa, Gum, Kaya, Alak, Bagaya, Tazalamwath, La'a, Ayara, Rai, Kaya, Aitha, Majia, Shambatka, Wamashanathka, Hama, Yanakamanaya, Thyarka, Lapunya, Shalkhan, Nagad, Tazaraya, Dashantha, Bashaman, Ra'asha, Kawasya, Rawa'a, Slakya, Rawaya, Ak, Tawab, Wakasad, Yaradapwanaya, Ko, Yawamyam, Chayaya, Washabath, Salakya, Washabthaya, Babayath, Yahweh, Lara'ak, Salakya, Yawamyam, Aman. I'm going to read it in English in the Bible. I got to practice that again. Psalms 23 in the English. The idle one is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yahweh forever. Amen. And then we're going to do the Shema. I should have stood up, but I'm going to Shema Yeshirah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Echad Shema Yeshirah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Echad Shemai Yeshirah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Echad. Hear, Israel, Yahweh, our power, Yahweh is one. Shemaim. Yeshabiim. Salakia. Well, anyway, Salakia. Now we're going to say the set of prayers. I got to brush up on that Psalm 23. But anyway, I said that already. Let's move on to, let's get our Bible. Let's go to the book of John. Okay, this is Sabbath lesson on January. Got to put it on January 17th, Saturday Shabbat. The Most High tripped up Esau one more time. He said it was going to be rain, and what did we get? Behold, snow, as we should. It's the winter. Yeah, they saying all on the apps, on the weather apps. And he said, New York, nope. BK, nope. Y'all getting snow. Who told you to say anything about rain? I ain't say nothing about rain. Look at there, snow, big flakes, that's not sticking either. So we changed up on them right in the middle. Let's go to John, book of John. Let's go John 1, St. John, the book of John in the Gospel, St. John 1. Yeah, first chapter, how about that? St. John 1 and 1. In the beginning, and I think I titled this Awake, Awake. Yeah, Awake Yasha Yeah, something like that. But anyway, John 1 and 1. Let's read. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word was Yahweh. The same was in the beginning with Yahweh. So what was referencing? We all should know Genesis 1 and 1, right? And the second verse too. So third verse, St. John 1 and 3, third verse. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. He said, in him was life. All right? And the life was the light of men. Right? Fifth verse. So it said, in him was life. Before I go on to fourth verse, it says one more time, in him was the life, and the life was the light of men. So in him was life, and the life was the light of men. So all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding was within him. That's why it reads this way in the fifth verse. And the light shineth in darkness. What shineth in darkness? The light. The light is the laws, statutes, commandments. The light is the truth. The light is the wisdom and knowledge and understanding. How do you know I'm how I prove? Because how it reads. It said, and the light shineth in darkness. Remember he say, let your light shine, let your wisdom and knowledge shine. Right? Christ said that, let your light shine, right? He said, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not, meaning the darkness understood it not. So when we say when it says in the darkness comprehended it not, so in the darkness is references also lack of understanding and also representing evil. So it's a lot in there. It's a lot of in that one word. How do you know? We're going to read on. We're going to prove. We're going to prove. It's going to speak for itself. Right? So let's go to Saint John. Matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah. Then we'll go back further to St. John, another book in St. John, chapter in St. John. Let's go to Isaiah real quick. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to the book of Isaiah real quick. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, the 8th chapter. And the 20th verse. It says what? To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So it affirms it. It says, meaning there is no truth, there is no wisdom and knowledge in them of the Most High. there's no truth in them. He said, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them. Right? Meaning no truth in them. Well, now we can go to St. John. Now we go to St. John in the 8th chapter. All the seasoned brothers and sisters may be familiar with this, but we're going to read what it says in St. John 8th chapter and the 31st verse. Right? It says, Then said Hamashiach Yahushua to the Jews, which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth. See, the word is what? Truth. He said, if you continue in my word, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And you know what? I'm going to read on. It says in the 33rd verse, Then they answered him, We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Hamashiach answered them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you. See? 38th verse, I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father. So he's showing you in the spirit who was chosen, those of this world, and those that's chosen from the Most High. Right? Let's go to matter of fact, let's read on to the 2 more verses. 39th verse. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua saith unto them, If ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of Yahweh. This did not Abraham. 41st verse. Ye do the deeds of your father. Showing you they was carnal. They did the deeds of Satan. They were carnal. They had knowledge, but they were carnal. But they lacked understanding. So he was showing them. Hamashiach Yahushua was showing them. Your actions speak. Tell for who you are and what you represent. Satan. And those was the Pharisees. The 2 biggest groups in the nation were Pharisees and Sadducees. And those spirits came back in the earth. So they ain't go nowhere. They just scattered, just like I did the lesson how the tribes of the southern tribes are scattered in the 4 corners of the earth. So you got to sprinkle there, and the sprinkle here in Babylon, America. A remnant of the Yeshua. But going back to the lesson, let's go to Psalms 119. Right? Psalms 119. The infamous Psalms 119, the longest chapter, I think, in the book of Psalms is Psalms 119. So let's go there. All the seasoned brothers and sisters are familiar with it. You know or have an idea where I'm already going. Somewhat, right? Psalms 119. Let's read. Psalms 119, and we're going to start at 100 and Psalms 19. We're gonna start at 128 verse. Let's start at 128 verse. All right, it reads, "Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way." Yeah, David hated evil, man. The scripture said, "Hate the evil, love the good." He hated hypocrisy. Okay, let's jump down to the infamous 142nd verse. Let's read. "Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth." Plain and simple. The law is the truth. That's why I read Isaiah 8 and 20. Because I knew what I was talking about. I understand. The scripture said line upon line, precept upon precept. You don't want to hear a bunch of vocabulary breakdowns. You see a lot of brothers do it now. Like they trying to bide the time. Nah, man. He said precept upon precept and give the understanding. Precept upon precept. Line upon line. Here little, there little. Right? That's what the scriptures say. Let's read 142 again. "Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth." The law is the truth. So you can't get around that. So it's showing you that Yahushua came with nothing new. Okay? He was from the beginning. So who are you to say what's right and what's wrong in the Old Testament, what's right or what's written, what's wrong in the New Testament? He was in the beginning, Genesis. You forgot? He was there with the Father. What proves that when you read Psalms? The precepts give the understanding right there. Psalms 110. He was there. The Father and the Son, the only begotten, having a conversation. How are you going to get around that? Psalms 110 and 1. Read it when you get a chance. But from there, let's jump down to 151st verse. "Thou art near, O Yahweh, and all thy commandments are truth." He said, "Thou art near, O Yahweh, and all thy commandments are truth." Plain and simple. Can't get around it. That's the 151st verse. Psalms. Can't get around it. He said, "All thy commandments are truth." Can't get around it. It is what it is, as they say. Right? From there, let's jump down to 163rd verse. It shows the spirit of King David. He said, "I hate." Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? You thought I was just speaking my words. Let's read it. 163rd verse of Psalms 119. Let's read. He said, "I hate and I abhor lying, but thy law do I love." That's the word of the Most High. That's King David. King David said that. He said, "I hate and abhor lying." So when he said, "I hate," flat out, then he repeats it again with the word abhor, which means hate again. He said, "I hate and abhor lying, but thy law do I love." That's the word of the Most High. You can't get around it. So what are we saying? Awake to truth, man. Awake to righteousness. We're going to get to the precepts y'all probably bubbling in your head, because I got them. I'm going to get to it. I got them. I'm going to get to it. Right? So, from there, this thing pushed, I don't know why it was like that, so further down. I don't remember pushing it like that. Anyway, from there, this has most. You notice how the Most High kept reiterating this in the gospel or in the Bible, period. But let's go to John. Let's go to another infamous precept in the gospel. Now we're gonna go in the gospel in the New Testament, and we're gonna see how it reads. And notice how he said, how Mashiach Yahweh said this, how he stressed this in the gospel, and why he did it. But let's read. Let's read first, right? Let's go to St. John once again, Book of St. John, right? The Book of St. John, 4th chapter, and we're gonna start at the 23rd verse. Matter of fact, yeah, we'll start at the 23rd verse this time. It says, "But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him." I gotta read this again and draw from this. It says, "But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers." Notice you keep finding that word, true worshipers, making a distinction, being clear, making a stamp on it, being specific, right? He said the true worshipers, not a hypocrite, not a liar, but the true worshipers. He says, "But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth." Then he repeats it again, twice. Same thought. "For the Father seeketh such to worship him." 24th verse. "Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." So not with the flesh, not of carnal things, but with the spirit, right? Do y'all understand where your spirit is? Yes, you in a body, but where's the spirit? Because the body have an arm, it has legs, it have you have a hair, you have the 5 senses, you have your eyes, you have ears, right? So where's the spirit at? You have a heart, internal. You have the internal organs. You have a heart. The heart pumps blood. That's it. Because a lot of people use that word heart loosely, and no, man. And they put it in all these damn music songs, and y'all don't have no understanding of words. So when the Bible mentions heart a lot, it's talking about what? The mind. It's talking about your mind. Guess what's up in your mind? That's where your spirit at. So your heart, a lot of precepts you read, the heart. No, it's talking about the mind. It ain't talking about your heart of the body, and the body that pumps blood. It's talking about the heart, your mind. So let's read. He said, "The Most High is a spirit," 24th verse again. "The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." A sincere, honest spirit. Right? And sincerity. So from there, let's go. And I'll tell you a quick story because I forgot when it was. It was during the week, and it kind of took me. It annoyed me. I say that. I was walking. I was coming from off the train on my way home. It was during a week. I can remember the exact day. It was during a weekday, and an Edomite woman stepped up to me and tried to she said some words I didn't understand. Said it low. I had my headphones on, so I asked her about at least two, if not 3 times. I said, "What you say? What you say?" And when I finally understood what she said, I went off. With no apologies neither. Because what she said was, can I talk to you about Jesus? I said, what is a damn Caucasian woman? In my mind, I took it as offense because I'm a Hebrew Israelite, which I did yell out and kept walking. But a lot of other word thoughts came up. I said, because these people are so bold and brazen. They've been in power so long, they feel they can do and say what they want. And just, the neighborhood's been gentrified like decades now, so they're comfortable now. They don't fear. They are not intimidated. So they walk up to you and present their white Christianity. So I took an offense for Edomite woman to approach me and then ask me and say, can I talk to you about Jesus? And when they say that, they got the image of Caesar Borgia in their mind. But I took it as an offense. And I say that to say this, let's go to Psalms 50, chapter. Go to the book of Psalms, 50th chapter. Wait for me, I'll get it, because I know y'all got faster hands than me. But here we are, Psalms 50, chapter, verse 16. Let's read. It says, but unto the wicked, Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou should take my covenant in thy mouth? When we said my covenant, he's talking about this scroll, this book, the Holy Bible. So y'all know where I'm going. He said, I'm going to read that again, 16th verse. But unto the wicked, Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? That's a question he asking the wicked. And we're going to get to it. I'm going to give you more clarity because y'all seasoned brothers and sisters know where I'm going on the next precept. But I'm going to continue reading. 17th verse. Seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee. This Bible. How did he do that? He took it up and he taught and he perverted it and taught religion and taught lies. Because what religion means again? To hold back, restrain, and to divide and conquer. That's what the word religion means. When you look it up in the Greek, religio means to hold back and restrain and to divide and conquer. Right? So he taught lies. He didn't teach truth, like I kept stressing in the other precepts. He taught lies. He put his image up and said he was the Most High. The Son of the Most High looked like him. We're going to read it. 18th verse reads, when thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. 19th verse, thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. When he said thy brother, he's talking about who? Jacob, Yasha-Allah, those of Negroid descent. You. Okay? Because it always go back to Genesis, and or you go further back to Cain and Abel, Esau and Jacob. Same people, just came back in the earth. So it's talking about, he was speaking when he said thy mother's son, meaning thy mother's son, thy mother was Rebecca. And Sarah, and Eve and Rebecca. Right? You slander. How you do that? Even today, all up in the media. Call us criminals. Call us lazy. Call all these slanderous terms, and, you can go on and on and on. Bywords, right? Nigger word, N-word, and many other offensive things, right? 20th verse says what? Thou sittest and speakest that against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son. 21st verse read what? These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as and one as thyself. Yeah, you thought the Most High agreed with you. You thought the Most High looked like you. You thought the Most High was with you. It was talking about when you came in your rulership, Renaissance age. When your deadly wound was healed, you came back into power and the earth, right? It was called the Renaissance era. The real historians know this. I'm talking about these social media historians. I'm talking about the real historians that actually read books that have been around a while, right? I'm going to finish that. I'm going to read it again. These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. When he kept silent, doing slavery. Nobody came to help us. We had to go through that punishment. That, he said, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such and one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. And it's happening. He's flipping out. He can't handle it. Your president is sick, but he's eking by. and I could say this because there's Edomite doctors watching him. The guy, I got videos of the guy. I got him on TikTok now, but I'm gonna put him on other platform. But people that follow Instagram see the guy. He's consistent with his reports. Edomites watching your rulers, your presidents, whatever you want to call them. Okay, they're watching you. They're watching you, man. So they see it. They see it. So no, we don't have a chance. They see they world crumbling and coming down in real time. Yeah. Now from there, I mentioned the wicked. So let's go to Job 9:24. All the seasoned brothers know that. Let's go to Job 9:24. Job 9th chapter and 24th verse. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. How did he do that? He put his image up in everything. All the magazines, all the social media, all the TV, whatever you want to call it, cable, wherever you can see and look on advertisements, he put his image everywhere. His his Caucasian his cave woman, and his cave self is everywhere. He's doing everything. When they come to beauty magazines and who they got? The Edomite woman or Edomite men. The Bible, number one, he changed the images of. So let's stay on that. He put his images on all these new books, new Bibles. When he came in, he put his Caesar Borgia images up everywhere. This dude put images of himself up, basically. And they like that to this day. He put the image on the money. Is an image of Edomite president, Caucasian men. Come on, man. So he put his images all up in the Bible. And he wanted to condition everybody to think he is the power. He's the son of the Most High. Yeah. He did this. He made sure he did that in these a lot of these Bibles. Now later on they took the images out. Some Bibles don't even have images now. But in the old, my mother's Bible had old Bibles. She had them images of Caesar Borgia. But then he turned around and put it in artwork and put it in stores. So everybody's mother, at one point had the images of Caesar Borgia in their wall. So y'all know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, ask your elders, right? So from there, he put his image up and says, He covered the faces of the judges. The judges were the Israelites. The prophets were the judges. The apostles and the prophets were the judges. The nation of Israel is the judges. So he put his image up. That's what it means, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. So, like I said, from there, let's go to because I titled Awake, right? So let's go to Isaiah once again. Book of Isaiah. So let's deal with that awake. Let's deal with awake. Isaiah 52 and 1. Like I said, all the seasoned brothers and sisters know what I'm going. Isaiah 52 and 1 reads, Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem. He said, Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. What's your strength? Because a lot of you don't know your strength. Your strength is this book. He said, put on thy strength. Put on the law, statutes, and commandments. The moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. He said, put that on. Put your identity on. Learn your true identity. It's in the Bible. You are Yasher Allah, he prince of the power. You ain't going to know that until you read the first book, Genesis. Put your strength on. Put the laws, statutes, commandments on. Okay? It's not talking about a physical garment, it's talking about a spiritual garment. Put the laws, statutes, commandments on. Because only he can give you the spiritual garment. So you gotta show effort and put the spiritual garment on, and by seek ye out of the book and read, like it says in Isaiah 34 and 16. You gotta read first, man. Yeah, fundamental. Reading is fundamental, especially when it comes to the Bible. The laws, statutes, commandments. He said, put on thy strength. O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Let's read the second verse too. Shake thyself from the dust. What's the dust mean? Confusion, man. Put off confusion and get understanding. He says, shake thyself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. Yeah, take off the ways of this world, man. Take off carnality. Take off the fleshly things. Take off the works of darkness. Put away evil. That's the spiritual bands around your neck. Put away evil, man. That's what he's talking about. From there, let's go to Romans 13 and 11. Let's go to Romans 13 and 11. 13 and 11. It's another infamous precept all the seasoned brothers and sisters should know. Let's get there. Let's read. Romans 13:11 read, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. He said, and that knowing the time, a lot of people don't know what time it is. That first part, a lot of people go to sleep, not out. Because why? They caught up in this world. And that knowing the time, they don't know what time it is. That now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Yeah, because you're seeing more sightings of chariots. All these disasters happening in the earth. I just did a short video before I even started dealing with Turkey. Do you know Turkey have 700 sinkholes in them? 700. But nobody's paying attention because they don't know the time, because a lot of people don't watch as well as pray. They don't watch. They don't watch news. Don't watch none of the current events going on. Nothing. So they lost. They caught up in their own desires and what they want to do. Everything but righteousness. That's why it reads that way. Say, and that knowing the time, they don't know what time it is. That now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Because it's getting closer. I'm going to expound more on that too in another book. It says, 12th verse, the night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, the works of evil, and let us put on the armor of light. What is the armor of light? Righteousness, man. Righteousness. Can't get around it. That's what it's talking about. Put off the works of evil and put on the armor of light. The armor. What's the armor? The light. What's the light? The Bible, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the truth. The light is the truth. The law, statutes, commandment, like we was reading in Psalm 140, 119. All them precepts in Psalm 119 I read. He said, thy law is truth. So that's what it's talking about, putting on the law, statutes, commandments. Right? From there, let's go to 1 Thessalonians, 5th chapter. We're going to read a little bit in there too. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians, 5th chapter. I think, yes, 5th chapter. 1 Thessalonians, okay, 5th chapter. We're going to start at the first verse. Yeah, I was going to start at the another verse, but I said, look, you know what? Let me start from the first. 1 Thessalonians 5th chapter. Let's read. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You know who's going to catch it as a thief? A person doing wickedness. Person doing wickedness, people doing wickedness and evil, is going to come as a thief unto them. But those who's doing a diligent watch, it's not going to be a shock. And those that's doing righteousness going to already know, being a spirit. But those that's doing evil, that's who's going to come as a thief in the night too. That's why I read that way. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. See? 5th verse. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. So we are not of the night, nor of darkness. Ye are the 5th verse says, ye are the children of light, meaning the children of righteousness, man. That's what he said, you the children of righteousness. Right? 6th verse says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. See? You watching and being sober in righteousness. Keeping the laws, keeping the high holy days, keeping the moral laws, keeping the civil laws, keeping the dietary laws, keeping the ceremonial laws. You're rehearsing the righteous acts. You're doing that. You're doing what he's telling you to do. According to the scripture. 7th verse. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. What they drunk with? The philosophy and worries of this world. right? 8 verse says, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. The hope of salvation. Faith and love. You got to be operating that. You got to be demonstrating that. Okay? I'm going to jump down to the 13th verse read. 13th verse reads, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves. So this was Apostle Paul speaking to the Israelites that was in the land of Thessalonica, outside of Israel, of course. And these are the things he was saying that they got to do. And to this day, we all still got to rehearse and do these acts, man. Show love by action, not by lip service. Communicate. You got to communicate with brothers. You got to reach out to them, man. You can't be on your pompous, doing that same routine. When somebody asks you, oh, how's so-and-so doing? You can give you're not telling the truth because you probably ain't communing with some of your own brothers here in Babylon, America. I know that for a fact. Some of you, so that I know. I'm not talking about people I don't know. Those that I know. Right? So, I'm going to pause here because I know how this works. So I'm going to break it up. I'm going to do, this is going to be part 1, and part 2 is going to be way shorter. But I'm not finished with this lesson. I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to start this